Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Premia Community Call. First, we need to deliver a short disclaimer. The purpose of this presentation is to provide general background information about the platform. The proposals and features herein have not yet been finalized, and therefore, no services or products are being offered in the course of providing this presentation, or more generally. The information provided does not constitute, and is not intended to constitute, an offer of securities or a solicitation for investment in securities in any jurisdiction. Finally, none of the content should be considered an invitation or inducement to engage in any sort of investment activity. Thanks for listening, and I turn it over to Froggy Dev.
Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for gracing us today, joining us for our presentation on this fine afternoon. Today, we presentate the next chapter in the evolution of Premia. In February, we launched Chapter 1 of our platform, a fully decentralized peer-to-peer options trading platform. Chapter 1 is concluding now. So what happened during Chapter 1? Well, we built the infrastructure that enables permissionless options trades through our platform. What this means is we built a platform, a functioning product where users could come, provide liquidity for options, underwrite them, and buy and sell them. What did we learn in this process? Well, we learned that we did not provide enough liquidity to the market. Both users who were buying and selling options demanded more liquidity in the marketplace and better pricing. The next thing that the market demanded was a simplified user experience. This both comes in the form of simplifying the options trading and options underwriting experience, as well as educating the masses on what it means to trade options and why you would do so. The last thing is set and forget liquidity provider positions and products. We know that liquidity providers are looking for a location to deposit their assets, earn a return on their investment, but secure some sort of risk strategy so that they aren't taking on more risk than they're willing to take on. So we took a hard look at what our platform's weaknesses were, and we recognize that our biggest weaknesses were in the product. The user experience and the user interface were not up to par, and were not as good as what we could produce. The other two areas that we were lacking in, or our platform was lacking in, were operations and financial engineering. We had a ton of great research and a ton of good engineers, but it takes quite a bit to organize those engineers and that engineering and everything into a platform that is usable by everyone and gets done in a sufficient amount of time. And so those were some weaknesses during Chapter 1. And so what we did for the past 2 months is we've been working with another highly experienced team in the space. And so we are now in the final stages of joining forces with them to solve the decentralized options problem together. And to explain a little bit more about Chapter 2 and the evolution of Premia's development, I'd like to introduce you to Carlos.
Mr. Froggy, thank you for the introduction. So, dear beloved community members, first and foremost, on behalf of our team, we'd like to express our tremendous excitement about the prospect of building the future of decentralized finance alongside the talented Premia core team. And today, we appreciate every single one of you here today on this call, as well as the folks listening to the recorded version. And we want to thank you for your continued patience, love, and support, because without it, frankly, none of this would be possible. And we are committed to building world-class systems for the educated and passionate Premia community and the market as a whole. But more importantly, today is about beginning the next chapter of Premia Finance. And we do this by setting a new standard, a standard of focus and excellence across product, systems engineering, and the user experience in general. Because let's be honest, this is what you deserve and this is what the market deserves, okay? And our goal is simple and unapologetic. We are here to be the best, and anything short of that will be considered a failure. But please understand that our conviction and drive lies in the fact that we are not here to wait for the future to happen. We are here to build it today. And we have a clear vision for what it looks like. The future needs to be simple, and the future needs to be exciting. And we believe that the winning products of tomorrow will combine best-in-class financial engineering with seamless and intuitive user experience. And this is what we want. We cannot have one without the other, and we will not settle for less. However, to deliver on our vision, in the past few months, we've had to silently achieve what we perceive to be three fundamental technological breakthroughs. Number one, to deliver the liquidity expected by the market, we had to fundamentally redesign our liquidity architecture from scratch. And to the best of our knowledge, as of today, we have built the only peer-to-pool architecture in the world that is capable of aggregating liquidity across both strike prices and maturities, while maintaining full collateralization and capital efficiency. This is an improvement by at least an order of magnitude compared to the next best solutions on the market that aggregate liquidity just across strike prices. Number two, options pricing has been an open problem since late summer 2020. And up till now, despite many attempts, as we all know, nobody had really succeeded in figuring out efficient option pricing in peer-to-pool architectures. And as a result, LPs consistently suffered losses, either in the form of underutilized capital or below market returns. In either case, it was a disaster and still is to this day. But we believe to have solved this problem. And to do it, we just had to design an entirely new paradigm of market-making functions. And we've now put together the world's first sequential liquidity-sensitive state transition, AMM, that is able to achieve equilibrium simultaneously across multiple parameters. And number three, our goal has always been to deliver the best possible LP experience. And as we were thinking about this, we quickly realized that nobody had even solved the fair accounting problem yet, which means that until today, there was no way of accurately accounting for the LP gains and losses from underwriting option pools. So to solve this, we developed what we refer to as the sequence liquidity interval architecture. And to the best of our knowledge, this is also a world's first. Now, you will find more detail in our documentation, which is deployed on the Premia Gitbook and is now live. In addition, we will be hosting a research presentation that goes into depth on all of this Friday, July 18th, and we will clarify the time as we approach the date. But now that we've solved these three issues, we didn't just stop here. And in the way we do things, we don't just blindly follow everyone else. We question every step of the way and ask ourselves, what improvements can be made? And the same applies for taking this newly designed system to market. And as we were thinking about the best way to launch, we quickly realized that just tech audits are no longer enough because they fundamentally disregard financial attack surfaces and do not perform any type of behavioral stress test. And let's be honest, this is simply not good enough for the standard that we've set. And because of that, today we are very excited to announce the new Premia audit standard, which we hope will advance the level of rigor in testing systems for market readiness across the board. The Premia audit standard is an advanced form of audit that consists of two parts: the tech audit, which is already underway, and the behavioral stability audit, for which, dear community, we need your help. The behavioral stability audit is intended to test the system's performance under real market conditions and genuine user incentives. And it will take place in the form of a trading competition. Now, only existing Premia holders will be eligible to participate in the form of a whitelist. However, if you're not an existing Premia holder, but feel that you have contributed to the community, reach out to us and we will consider you on an individual basis. Once accepted, you will be given valueless test tokens for the purpose of the trading competition. Your goal? Simple. Just trade and earn the highest return possible. To keep things interesting, ladies and gentlemen, the prize pool will be set at the equivalent of 150,000 DAI, and there will be a number of unique one-of-one NFTs created by our talented artists that will be awarded to users who find meaningful economic exploits. Now, and before we proceed with our behavioral stability audit, we need you, the community, once again, and we need you to vote on a number of key elements, meaning what assets to trade and the denomination of the prize pool. The votes will be live today, and we encourage and ask you all to participate. The system documentation is also now live and can be found in our Gitbook. We encourage you to spend some time over the course of the next week understanding exactly how it works, because there's a fair bit of complexity. However, we try to make it as understandable as possible. And on July 18th, we will hold an in-depth presentation on our research, and we will also begin the countdown to start of the trading competition. And I think it's obvious, but we would love to see you all there. On a side note, however, we kindly ask you to submit all of your questions in our Discord so that we can answer them thoroughly and in depth on our upcoming AMA. And to conclude, let me just reiterate that we are moving forward fearlessly and passionately. And to do this, we need the best people to help us. If you would like to take part and have a proven track record of excellence, reach out to us at careers@premia.finance. We'd love to hear from you. We thank you all for your time, attention, love, and consideration. But before we let you go, we'd just like to briefly show you one more thing. Mr. DK, take the stage, please.
Hello, everybody. I would like to start by clarifying one component. We had put in July in the slide, we meant June. So that's a week from today regarding the in-depth tech walkthrough. So it'll be a week from today. We will be we'll be taking you through that. We'll take you through the mathematics if you're interested in that and how the AMM functions. But then also, some of the metavault logic, what that C value is. And now what you guys have been waiting for is a demo of the new site. So getting started here, we're going to take you at the new landing page, right? So the new landing page, it has our new branding elements as well as cover some of the functions that Premia V2 has to offer, right? We have some great art that's been put together to display this. And it is an inviting new surface for new users to come in and learn what Premia has to offer. Now going into the app, I can take you full screen here. Going into the app, we're going to start off with this position screen, right? So the position screen will show you all the options that you have purchased, what the position sizes are, what tokens they are, what your allocation is. But then also, with the MetaVaults, you can also take a look at what you've deposited, what your yield is on that. Obviously, you'll have yield in the form of Premia. You also have yield in the form of, and by Premia, I mean the buying and selling of options in DAI, but then also Premia at the Premia token as well. Going into the vaults, here you can see that the different tokens that we're going to be offering. There's a basic and pro view. Now the basic will be closed down for the trading competition, but the pro will be available. Here you can select your tokens. You can choose to add to a vault. I added a little bit earlier today. I can add some more while we're here. Let's see if we can speed it up. This is testnet right now. And when you come to the meta vaults, I just want to make sure that we clarify. I know most of you have been following. However, we have two options per token. We have the call pool and the put pool. Are you long an asset? Are you short an asset? Are you going to be long in the actual token to go to deposit into the call pool, or if you're short on the put pool, you'll be putting in DAI. Onto the next screen, excuse me, is options. So this is the standard options screen that you've seen with some other protocols in terms of a slider and to choose your pricing. You'll be choosing your strike price, your maturity, your option size. Again, the C value, the C level is down here, so you can see. Now we'll go into this in more detail, but what the C level is essentially it's a proxy for supply or demand, right? It's a premium or a discount to the Black-Scholes price. And like we said on Friday next week, we'll go through that in detail. Here, if I wanted to, let's buy a, let's buy a call. Here's for expiration 6/24. Gives me the price. I'm happy with the price. Let's go ahead and purchase that option. And then the next screen that I would like to show you is the staking screen. The staking screen, you guys all know, as it was voted on with the community, a large majority of the protocol fees then go to all the staking holders. And then if you so choose to lock your staked Premia and you're an avid trader on our platform, that locked Premia can be used to then reduce the amount of fees that you're paying to the platform. And then last, we have a few quality of life improvements. We have the swap screen, which is smart routing through the 0x order book. So similar to what you guys would know with, like, for example, Matcha. Matcha does this as well, where we will take the best pricing on the 0x order book, and then it will route that. And if it's not through the 0x order book and potentially it's through an AMM, it will find that best price for you as well. 0x is not on the testnet right now, but this is set up in prod. And then the last components here, we have the gas prices. You guys asked for a way to swap between the networks that we're support currently or we're looking to support shortly, and a day and a night mode. You guys are always asking for this. All right, with that said, I think that is all that we have to share here today. We will be releasing this UI for you guys to play with shortly as we begin the trading competition. And thank you again for joining the presentation today. Feel free to join our Discord and ask us any questions that you may have. Thank you.